You also get crying because Chelsea narrates it, so you just hear her, like, the cracks in her voice as she's tearing up, and you're like, oh my god. I was driving home like, that's my story. Thank you so much. Of course, if you need more true crime, there are tons of true crime audiobooks you can listen to, even some on the Chocolate Organ.
Oh my god, shit right now. Oh shit, you did good. What the fuck? Look at you fucking being an artist and shit.
What did I draw?
The eye.
Oh shit, I forgot I was drawing that.
Yeah.
Let me mention that again. Get your first audiobook for free when you try Audible for 30 days.
I don't know I can draw well. I just haven't really gotten into it.
Yeah. You're fucking good.
I've gotten out of it. Like, I've had artist block for years now. I can't.
Bro, I feel you.
For shit, I can't draw.
Yeah.
Now let's get
Hi.
into the story. Everything I use on
Yeah.
this will be listed in the description.
Also, sorry if you'll fucking hear, like, the background fucking shit. We're listening to fucking true crime shit.
I should be doing this in every
Yeah.
video, but today's kind of gruesome.
Remember when we was fucking listening to this shit at Lava?
Yes, oh my god, this is my favorite part of math class.
Viewer discretion.
Math?
We didn't. No, we watched fucking science, huh?
Psycho, Texas Chainsaw
No, we watched-
Massacre.
No, because Jane did science.
Health
These
class.
are the types of films
Yeah,
that you've
health
seen,
with
like, oh my
fucking,
God, thank
Jennifer.
God it's just a
You know what
movie.
pisses me off is
What
that
if
this
I
shit isn't
told you
tight.
that characters
does
in
this.
those movies
Bruh.
were based
You know how
off
much
of
it
real
hurts when I
guys? His
fucking
name
stab
was
myself with that?
Edward
Yeah,
Gein.
a lot.
Are
How are you good? How are
familiar?
you, boo?
Okay, well that's what we're talking about today. Let's talk about Edward's
Why he built
family
like that?
first. I think we should start there.
'Cause you're
I
built
think
like
that's a good
Shut
place
the
to
fuck
start.
up.
Ed's mother and
Suck my
father were
fat one.
Augusta and George. And Augusta would be described as a
Bully.
thick-set but
Suck it up.
That's
she was
what I'm
very
gonna fuck.
intimidating, and she had a very stern
Fuck
face.
you.
Augusta had been brought up to
I'm
obey
good, that's
strict code
good.
of conduct, which her father
Fucking
had
tired.
not hesitated
Hi.
to enforce with regular beatings, and was
Look,
raised
this-
in an extremely strict household
Oh shit.
with very hardcore religious beliefs. George,
But yeah,
Ed's
I look crazy
father,
right now.
He was described as a
I gotta do
strong,
my eyebrows.
sweet man with a reserved, even
I don't know if I'm gonna do
dignified
lashes. Should I
manner.
do
He was an
lashes?
orphan at a young age, sadly. His
Fuck it,
family
I'ma
had
do
died
lashes.
in, I think,
I'm like
Edward-
having that debate in my head right now.
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess
like,
they were
should I do
Flint
it or
and
just
they
keep
Brown.
mascara?
Didn't have a stable
I can't
home.
tell.
George worked many jobs.
Fuck it.
He worked on a railroad.
No, 'cause this
carpenter,
guy fucking made-
insurance salesman.
Did you
It
see
was
the
rumored that
fucking
he couldn't keep a
thumbnail?
job because
He made
loved
fucking
to-
gloves
He liked alcohol and he was
out of
raised to be
skin.
drunk. He would spend all his money on alcohol. So how
Sorry.
Augusta
Anyways.
Somebody
and
save
mom
me.
and George got together is no,
It's
I don't
fucking
think anybody
weird.
really knows. But they
Anyways,
somehow got
hi.
together. Said to be that
Nah.
Augusta liked George because he was a pushover.
It's fucking
and
whack.
George liked
Oh, that,
Augusta
like-
because I don't know. People would say
We're gonna
that
take you to the beach
Augusta
one day, bitch.
was
Let's go to
really
the beach.
abusive to him,
Beach,
calling
let's
him
go get away.
worthless, good for nothing, lazy dog.
Dumb
She would
bitch.
do it in public. George would go to a local
Where are you
pub
from?
afterwards
I'm originally
and he
from
would get
Cali,
drunk,
but
and
I
when he
moved
would
to
go back
Montana.
home, he would beat Augusta because that was
Hi.
like, the only way he would get any type of courage to stand up to her. When he would beat Augusta, it would lead to Augusta on her hands and knees praying to God to please kill her husband.
Oh, what the
It
freak?
wasn't a good situation. But
I can
Augusta
tell.
did crave the need for children and for family as well. So in January
I'm
of
fucking
1902,
tired. My hand's so
the
itchy right
firstborn
here.
Came, his name was
My wrist
Henry.
is itchy.
1906,
Ooh.
Edward was born, and they lived in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So then, in 1915, Augusta, she
Do you know
forced her husband
BTS?
to
I think
leave
everyone
the
knows who BTS
sinkhole
is.
of Filth, which was La Crosse.
Do you know who
And
Stray
moved to
Kids is?
what
That's the
became
real
a more
question.
righteous location,
She said, "That's
which
the
was
real
on a
question." Nothing else, just
155-acre
that.
farm in the town of Plainfield,
I love Stray Kids.
Wisconsin. She kept her two
Oh, I love-
sons on the farm and away from anything considered
Elijah the boy.
dangerous
Fuck
or
you.
sinful. She
I know
kept
I'm a
her
fat
boys
ass
away
internally,
from those
but
sinful,
that doesn't
whorish
mean-
women. That's what she said. She was afraid
I'm
of
a fat
whores,
ass
but
all
she-
the time.
I think it's funny
She
is that my
highly
is
disliked
that my star
whores.
sign
She
is
just thought
literally a
every
bull,
woman
and everybody says
besides
that I have
her,
a bull
guess,
ring.
was a whore. And she
Like,
took
would you
full
try to be a
advantage
bull?
of this farm
Yeah,
that they lived on
if you
because they
have
were
one
in
on.
complete isolation. So
Well,
she just
as long
like
as I'm
really
allergic
locked
to,
up the
so-
kids.
Yeah.
She just would make
So.
them do chores
Uh,
around the farm, and then they could go to school.
Bro, I'm
visit,
fucking
and
tired.
then come straight
I'm
home,
going to bed
do
early
chores.
tonight.
Augusta
Obviously,
was
I'm going
extremely
to bed
I'm
early.
fucking too scared. And we're fucking making sure everyone knows fucking clothes, bro.
Immorality of the world,
Okay,
and
so
her belief that
for the
all
people who don't
women,
fucking know,
except
this fucking
herself,
place
were
is haunted.
naturally prostitutes and insurance.
Like, really
Shit
fucking
happened
haunted.
last
So
night.
Edward,
Yeah.
Edward
We
was
made
a
sure the
network.
fucking windows were
Edward
closed,
was
right?
described as being shy.
The
His
fucking window was
classmates,
open, like
teachers
wide
would
open.
say that he had very
And then we
strange
closed
mannerisms.
one
When
over
I
there,
first read
right?
these
It was fucking
mannerisms, I was
closed.
like,
That one
"That's
open
not
too.
strange,
It was
though."
open,
See,
like,
I guess
oh my God,
Edward
scared
was
shit
just
out of
like,
Yeah, all
bust
fucking
out
night.
laughing
We didn't even
randomly,
know.
And Edward would say that he was laughing at his own
And like we
inside
kept
jokes
felt
that he was saying in
like
his head.
feeling
And
like
that
someone was
odd.
chasing us, and we're like,
Is that
fuck
weird?
that shit, bro.
I thought that was normal. Anyways,
We're
I
gonna
should
die.
say that I am hilarious and I make myself laugh all the time. But I'm not a killer, so I guess that's good. Uh-oh. Edward did not have many friends. Actually, he really didn't
fucking
have
whack.
any friends at all. Poor kid. And when he
Hi,
did make
Riley.
friends, his mom,
Bro, it's been a
Augusta,
fat
was
minute.
heavily against that because they were going to allow sin into his life. She did not want him to have friends. So she completely went off on
Imagine
him.
having
He even
fucking
mentioned to talk
parents
to anybody
controlling your
else. Damn
friends.
it, I got too much power. Now, because Edward,
Like, you can't have any
Henry,
friends because
Augusta,
you're too
and
sinful.
George. Well, I don't know where
Damn.
George was
No,
at.
because
He
they were
apparently
too
was always
sinful.
working
They
or
were too
drunk.
sinful?
Yeah.
Well, same
What do y'all
shit.
hear about? Augusta
You can have
and
friends 'cause they were
Ed,
too
they were
simple.
very, very close. They were like
That's fucking
inseparable.
whack.
Edward would say that his mom was like his first love, his best friend.
Hell
He
no.
was obsessed with his mom. Then comes April 1st, 19.
Every
Ed's
boy
father,
mom's
George,
watching.
dies. He dies of heart failure. They think it had to do with him drinking.
Miss you.
So
Miss you
Henry
too, bro.
and Ed, they both had to pick up
It's
some odd
crazy.
jobs around the town to help cover
Bro, where's
living
my Alina boo?
expenses. And then Henry, the brother,
My
he
little
began
freaky dink.
dating a divorced single mother of two, and they
Except
were
she's with
planning
fucking
on
Miguel
moving
now,
in
so.
together. Henry was concerned for Edward. He seemed very attached to his mom, and like Henry was moving on with his life. He was getting out. He was gonna get married.
But
he was gonna
fucking-
grow. Edward was just kind of stuck
I
at
miss
home,
her and
obsessed
fucking
with his
Anna Maria
mom. He needed to
being on live
get out
interacting
there,
with y'all,
meet some
'cause that shit was lit.
ladies, start his own life. So Henry kind of expressed this to Edward, and then he also spoke pretty poorly about Augusta to Edward, and this upset Edward. So then May 16th,
I'd be upset too, but at the same
1944,
fucking time, no.
Henry and Ed, they were out
Hi.
working on the farm, and they were burning away marsh vegetation on the property. Reportedly, the fire got out of control.
Bro,
Fire
okay, so we're
department
listening
came
to
out,
these
put the
ones last
fire
night, right?
out, but then
And we're
Edward
listening to
said
one
that
about
his
Richard
brother was missing.
Ramirez,
Like, where's Henry? I don't know where he's at.
which
A search
his
party
crimes, like,
was
were
put
committed, like,
together looking for Henry, and then eventually they found his
not even
body
30 minutes
lying
away
face
from
down. Apparently
where I
he had been
lived in
dead for
California.
some time, Henry. It appeared that the cause of death was heart failure since he had not been burned.
And it's
It
fucking
was
whack.
later
Like, my
reported
mom
that
was
Henry
telling
had
me stories of,
bruises
like,
on his
when she
head,
was a
which
kid,
weird,
like,
but
she would have to
okay.
fucking
Police
lock all her
dismissed
fucking
the
shit on,
possibility of foul
like,
play.
fucking board up their
Coroner
windows and
later
shit,
officially listed
because of how
asphyxiation
fucking
as the cause of death.
scared they
Some
were
would
gonna
suspect
that he
Ed
was gonna
killed his
come into the
brother, but
fucking
this would
house and
just be
shit.
all speculation.
I mean,
No one
honest to
really
God,
has
he did
proof
not
of
leave
that,
no
but knowing what
witnesses.
we're
Yeah.
saying, no, he probably killed his
Like,
brother.
point blank
Yeah.
shot them.
Edward
Yeah,
seemed to
or
be
fucking
happy. He
stabbed
finally
them.
had his mother all
Or
to
strangled
himself.
them.
Although a year later, Augusta had a stroke and was confined to her
because if
bed.
there's no
Edward
witness,
Hi.
came to her day and night,
Mhm.
and
I'd be
she would
scared
still
too.
like verbally abuse him.
No,
She
because
was
the fact
very
that he
mean to
mainly
him.
chose, like,
She would call
couples.
him a weakling
why?
and a failure, and that he
It's
would
not
never
like-
be able to survive
when there's
without
couples, what if
her.
he teach
Anyway,
them
so it
this
turns out
business
Augusta
stuff?
died.
Yeah,
But I mean, like,
She died
with, like,
December
I don't know,
1945. She had a stroke.
it was just weird.
So this poor family.
I feel like his
was
fucking,
just not
what
doing
is
too
it?
well, right? So Edward was 39 when
Um,
this happened, right? And he was devastated by the loss
fuck,
of his
what's the
mother.
thing?
He was left alone to
His
fend for himself.
uncle?
He's been given
Right?
no life skills.
Or
Was
what?
it his
Well,
uncle
besides,
that, like,
like,
influenced him
working
about the
small, odd jobs,
grape
like, social skills?
shit?
Yeah. So doesn't seem like
So
it's gonna
the
be
whole,
good.
like-
But this is when things just
whole,
went
like,
downhill. Now the
it
home
was,
that they lived
kids
in
at school.
was huge. It was a pretty good sized home. So
Um,
Edward had it all to
and then it was his-
himself. So he
Yeah, it
ended
was
up
his uncle, I think.
Yeah,
boarding
his
up
uncle was
all
the one who
rooms
was
in the
showing
house,
shit
and
what
he
he did in the
kept
fucking
his
military and
mom's
shit.
room in perfect
How's your life
condition
right now?
that she
I hope
never
you're doing
left.
are
And
happy.
that's
Yeah,
probably
I'm good.
because
I
it
just
was
got a
an
job.
effort
I've been
to
fucking
repress
working.
the fact that she
Been
had
busy
died. The rest
keeping
of
up
the
with that.
house was completely
Just trying to
neglected.
live
I mean,
day
there
by
was
day.
trash
At the end of the day,
piled
I hope you guys are
everywhere
doing well
inside this
though.
home. He had
Because I haven't been
piles of
active on
household
YouTube
items,
because I've been
furniture,
so fucking
mounds
busy
of
with the
dust,
move,
collecting
fucking
on
getting
all
my
the
shit
items.
together,
inside of the home. He made
Yeah,
like
work
a
shit.
kitchen area, and it was just
Which,
trash
by the
and
way,
garbage
so
everywhere.
they were supposed
It
to train me
looked
for
like
2
what
weeks,
we
right?
know now as
They're only
someone
training
who
me
is a
1 week.
hoarder. For some time, no
Yeah.
one seemed to really even notice Ed, poor guy. He was a loner.
And
rarely
initially,
ventured
they
off
weren't
the
even gonna
farm.
train
You'd
me
only
well.
see him in
They were only
town
gonna train
when
me
he
like 2 or 3
was
days.
running errands or stop for
But
an
fucking,
occasional beer at Mary Hogan's
Crystal stepped in and
Tavern.
she's like,
And then,
nah,
of
we're
course,
gonna fucking
once
train her.
everything went down, that's when
Because we've
people
been
started
fucking
to,
losing
like,
people left and
second
right because we just
guess
been
on the
putting them on and
conversations
just
they had
fucking
with
go
Ed.
with the
Like,
flow.
maybe they should have paid more
Hey.
attention to the signs.
I mean,
Of
honestly,
course,
God, that's why I kept
it's
with
hard
McDonald's.
because
Mhm.
sometimes
They weren't
people
training
are
me, they
just
didn't train
odd
me at all. The
and
dude who was
like
supposed
that's
to
who
train me
they
sat there
are
staring at
and
me
that's
the whole
okay.
time.
What the
And they're
fuck?
not doing anything shady. But then there are people who
McDonald's
are
is
odd,
always
like
whack.
Edward, and they're up to no
Hey, Queen, you're
good.
gorgeous. Oh,
Having
thank you.
a lad.
Potatum! Oh
I
my
don't
god,
know,
my potatum
after
boo.
everything comes out
I
about
miss
Edward,
you.
which we'll get into, that's when people are
Nah,
starting
but it
to
was
realize,
fucking.
you know what? He makes
She's
some
like, bro,
weird comments
literally
about
tomorrow
Edward.
I'm
Ed's
making them
jokes, they were always
do the
weird.
fucking.
Mary
Let
Hogan,
me teach
she's
you how to
the
do the cold
tavern
case because I've been doing
owner
the fucking
that
hot
they would,
case
everyone would go
these
have
last
a
2
beer at
days,
or
and I
whatever.
kind of
She
got the
went
hang of
missing
it,
one
just
day,
not
and
fully
like
yet
the
because
only thing that
there's a
was
whole bunch of
left
shit you need to
behind
fucking
of
do.
Mary was like a pool
Yeah.
of blood, but no one ever
How are
saw
you? Good. How are
Mary
you?
again.
School is
But
good. I
Ed
just got
would
3 more
joke,
weeks. That's what's
saying
up.
that she was staying
But yeah,
overnight at his house.
because
They
it's
say it in
different
a
from the
joking
deli I
manner,
worked at.
but in their mind they would think that was a
Because like the only
racist
hot shit
joke.
we would fucking
People
do
in
was
the
like
town would think,
sandwiches
old
or
Ed
fucking
wouldn't
meatball
hurt
sandwiches.
anybody. So here's what happened.
Not fucking making all these
Bernice
fucking
Worden
shit.
disappeared.
Bro, I make some bomb ass
Bernice
pizza.
Worden, she
I'm
disappeared
just saying.
November 16th, 1957.
With
Late
the amount of
that
people I be getting
afternoon,
compliments
Frank
from
Worden
about my
returned to
pizza,
town from a day of deer
and you be
hunting
hating
and
on
stopped
me,
by
Amani,
the hardware store where
for my
Bernice
fucking
worked.
pizza choices.
Bernice was his
Yeah,
mom.
and I
He was just
will.
stopping by to check on her. She's 58 years old. She's a widow. He noticed
I'm good.
that
That's what's up.
Bernice wasn't
Oh,
there.
thank you,
It was
boo.
weird because she had left the door unlocked and she left the back door open.
Yeah, the red,
So then
I
Frank
like it
kinda
a lot,
looks around
honestly.
the hardware store and then he sees by the register there's a trail
I
of
was gonna do,
blood.
what is it,
Like, I
red on
guess
top
it's
too,
just
but not as
blood is
vibrant.
on the floor and it's kind of like leading
Because if I did it
outwards,
as
or, like,
vibrant,
smudged
it
towards
wouldn't have
the
looked
exit. And this
like
worries
good.
Frank.
If I did it
Frank
as vibrant.
looks at like the register area and he finds a receipt, and it was a receipt for a half-gallon of antifreeze.
I have a question. What's up?
And it had been made out to Ed. Ed. So Frank is thinking, suspicious. Not even suspicious. That's like a full red flag.
Wait,
Ed
I gotta ask this
knows
fucker if he knows,
something.
if he remembers.
Police and lets them know, like, hey, my mom's
I'm gonna
missing.
text this fucker
Ed
right now.
thinks
I'm
he
gonna
was
be
the
like,
last customer because there's no receipts after that. The police come out and they look at the hardware store and then they decide to all pretty much go to Ed's farm because they need to question him, what he was doing at the hardware store. Does he know where Miss Warden's
I'm gonna see if this fucker remembers him, because
So
if
the
he
police
doesn't, I'm gonna be
officers,
like,
when
bro,
they
what the fuck?
arrive, they search his home and then they find
Bro,
the body of Bernice.
please
in
no,
the
sorry.
back, like,
I don't
they
just
call
give
it a
out
summer
mod.
kitchen, and it's behind the house. I don't know what a summer kitchen is. It sounds fancy, but
My finger
Bernice
slip.
was in there. Again, I added a disclaimer and I apologize.
What the fuck?
But like, this is weird.
The tip of this shit came off. I don't
Is
know
they
where.
find Bernice. She was hanging by her feet from an overhead pulley.
Oh.
She was naked. There was a cut in Bernice from her pelvic bone all the way to like her chest area. Edward was taking out her insides.
Anyways,
letting
that
it
works better.
drain. Also,
Yeah,
she was
I'm sorry, but like
decapitated.
respectfully, don't come in my
For
chat
obvious
thinking you're the
reasons,
shit and you're gonna
this
fucking say shit
stunned
like
and
that.
sickened
Nah, get the
officers,
fuck out.
And they immediately called for backup, and a short time later, about a dozen
I don't care who you are.
officers
Get out of my
showed up to
shit.
the house. They go in and they see
All the spam. Nah, I just fucking
so that warrants them to then
hid them
search
from my
the
channel.
rest of the farm area and make sure. Well, first of all, they need to find
Respectfully,
Bernice's
don't fucking
head,
say that shit in
but
my
they
chat.
also want to make sure that like what else is on this property. So they all started like combing.
I do not
the
condone
farm
fucking
and
negative
exploring
behaviors.
the contents of what would become known as Ed Gein's House of Horrors. Oh, horrors, not horrors. Oh shit, that's, what did I do? Okay, so when the police officers searched the home, they found lots of other things. Now the things that are gonna come out of my mouth.
Ed Gein sounds like familiar
the
from fucking
things
Kelsey
that were
Davies.
found in this house are so hard to believe. You're like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Sorry. Listen to the documentary, or what do you listen to? We're listening to Bailey
You
Sarian.
realize
She does
that
like
it's
true
very
crime
much
shit.
Real. Okay, they searched the home. What do they find? Where do we begin? A lot of skulls, human skulls, and these skulls have been sawed off and turned into soup bowls. They also found
I have to go. I love you though. Love you too, boo. Bye. Like I said before, they spam your fizz be eating. Oh, thank you, boo. Thank you. No, because I've actually lost weight recently, and it's like sad.
I thought Armin was crafty. No, nay. Ed was a
I'm losing my ass.
Yep, he did that. So then he made.
I blame Amani. She's taking it.
Out of flesh.
My
I'm not
ass.
kidding you. He made lampshades out of flesh. There was a box that was discovered. It contained nothing but human noses. Like he sawed off the nose and he put it in a box for.
Bro, I'm still shocked about fucking Benny, bro.
Reading about this
And you know what's funny? He still follows me on TikTok.
Made a belt. You know, a belt that you.
But you fucking blocked me on Snap.
He made a belt.
And you fucking removed me as a fucking follower. And you unfollow me on fucking Instagram.
Nipples.
Right?
He's so weird.
I wish I could show you a picture.
Yeah.
I really do. Because it's like,
He's weird as fuck.
huh? First of all, how did you
Wish you were a big sister and thanks so much. Oh,
Belt. Edward.
Of course,
He
boo.
made a shade pole, and it had
Hi, Alina, boo. It's your native twin.
Hi, under a bed, and it contained a collection of.
Go get it back,
dried
but I don't see
minced
no more laws because it
genitalia.
looks good,
Guess
so.
what? There's more. Then,
Oh,
okay,
see, thank you.
on one wall of this house, there was the faces
My leg's asleep.
of 9 women. So Edward cut. I don't even know
She
how
said
to
hi,
say
Tween.
this. He cut the
I'm
face,
tired. Mood.
peeled the
Oh my god, I have to
skin
present in
off,
front of
made
my
sure
whole
to
class
keep,
on
like,
Monday
the
and
face
Thursday, and I have to
intact
present in
so
front of
you
my
could
whole grade.
tell it was
Oof.
the face.
I'd cry.
And then he used it as wall decoration. Edward
He
had
would hang out
so
at the
much
fucking
money
benches
so
and shit.
handsomely
Kind of where you would
cut
hang
a
out
shirt
with fucking
out
like
of human
Bella and
skin.
Sam and everyone
there
over
was
there.
breasts that he peeled off of somebody and sewed it onto
I don't
the
gut feeling
shirt.
he will ask for
And
my
he
number
sewed
before I
together
can ask him.
this
Oh?
shirt, this long sleeve shirt.
Don't
of
get your
different
hopes up.
types
I'm gonna
of
be your
skin
voice of
that he
reason right now.
collected from different bodies, and it's all sewn together. Wow. Now, Edward would later explain what exactly he was doing because he made leggings out of
Oh,
skin as well,
yep.
making a whole bodysuit. He made leggings. He made a
Money in the
corset
background? No,
from a
you don't.
female
Wait,
torso.
are you
Edward
talking about
would
Amani?
later on say that he would put on this long sleeve shirt and leggings. He wanted to essentially dress up and be a woman.
Have you watched
and that he
Silence of the
wanted to
Lambs?
be his mother. So he would dress up like a lady in his skin
She's never
outfit
watched it.
and walk
Hi.
around in it for the night. He said he would just kind of sit around or even go outside.
Okay, so The Silence of
in his
Lambs is
skin.
basically
He
based
was
off of this
pretending
fucking
to be his
story.
mother. They just kept finding more and more stuff. They found skulls
And it's actually a
and
good ass
photos.
movie. Like,
Do you
really
remember
fucking
Mary,
good.
the tavern owner? Well, they ended up finding
This story's
her
insane.
face
Mhm.
in a plastic bag. He like skinned it already.
Yeah, it's
And then
fucking
they found,
whack.
Tons of fingernails.
Hi.
arms. They found it all. And then just to make it all worse.
Every
you
time I
know
see
what?
him, I catch him checking me
Let's
out.
just keep it going. They opened up the refrigerator. And
Hi,
there
wifey.
is- it's
Hi,
just
boo, I miss
stocked
you.
With human organs.
But
There
yeah.
was a human heart that was found on
You
the
never know.
stove.
You don't want to
No word
fucking
on what he was
overthink
gonna
it.
do
Because
to
sometimes
delete it. Don't
they
know.
may look
They
like they're
think
checking you
roughly
out, but in
there was
reality, they
15
may fucking
different
just be looking
bodies that
around
was
at
found
you.
in
Or like trying to
Edward's
figure you
home.
out.
The police had been at the house like all day, pretty much searching and grabbing all these items for evidence, discovering more and
Penguin.
more stuff. And then at about 4
Do not knock over my phone.
That's when they discovered a bloody burlap,
You turd.
sack.
I know
And
where you
inside
at.
it was a freshly severed head.
Any more
Inside
cheese
the
may recently?
ears were large nails
I can think
connected
of.
with twine. It was indeed Burmese.
Oh,
They
so
asked
y'all remember
Edward,
fucking Benny,
you
how
know,
I fucking told
what
y'all
were
that
you
fucker
doing?
came back?
Why are there
And I
nails
fucking
in
called
your
it
head?
again.
And Edward said
That he was gonna dip.
hang Bernice's head on the wall as decoration.
I fucking called it.
So, again, for a minute, it's super easy to be like, this can't be real. But it's real. Ed had some problems. Don't know if we caught on to that yet. Now, I just
Yeah.
want to say, just really quick.
That
side
fucker.
note, I won't insert any of the images because they
The one that
really
fucking, you
good.
know.
If you're curious, you can Google these images and see like the lampshades and stuff.
Fuck that fool.
Bodysuit. He made gloves.
Who, Benny?
Flippin' nipple
What's this
belt.
dude's name?
How did he think of these things? How do you learn how to sew? The
dude that they're
lampshade.
talking
You
about.
have to see the lampshade. It's like, what the?
Oh, fuck, I forgot his name.
Look, I just gotta keep it real.
Ed
He's
Gein.
really like, what's the word? Crafty? DIY king. And yes, it's absolutely disgusting what he did. Obviously, Edward was taken in. Eventually, they got Edward to
Well, he had a girlfriend,
admit
right?
the murders of
Okay,
Bernice
so
and
here's the
his
cheese man.
tavern owner, Mary.
Okay.
He confessed.
So he was mad flirting with me, right? Saying hella shit, like how he wanted me and that he was gonna fly me back to Cali, right? Back to SCV so I can fucking see him, right? And I was like, okay, like, you know, like, whatever, you know, not, like, thinking anything of it, you know, like, whatever. I was like, well, you could come out here. He was like, fuck no. And I was like, fucking pussy. But we ignore that, okay? So he claimed he felt unsafe. And I was like, okay, whatever you want to fucking do. Like, I'm not gonna be a girl fucking traveling alone to fucking back to Cali just for what? To see a guy that already fucking blocked me and dished me at one point, right? Like, nah, I'm not that fucking stupid, bro. I'm not gonna get fucking dished in Cali because you're bitch ass, knowing him. Okay? Well, he fucking posts on his story after he was banging dry as fuck to me a girl, but he doesn't post her face, right? He just posts flowers, and I was like, what the fuck? Then he posts her. Bro, she's not ugly.
But I will have to 100% agree that Edward would fall into that category for sure. Yeah.
And you know what's so funny? He was down bad too. He was down bad too for me. He was saying hellish shit, and I was like, nah, like, I can't, like, nah, I can't with you, like,
a first-degree murder. As far as Edward's house goes, so
because I know how he is. I'm gonna be straight up, like, respectfully.
It was just representing evil and
he was a hoe.
Disgust, but it was also bringing a lot of tourists.
Bella, yes.
To put the house up
you don't wish you were like me.
And then mysteriously,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been through things you wish you've never been through.
Arson was suspected, and people were actually kind of happy that the house was gone.
But
honestly, I think it's probably better that the house was gone. Yeah.
Going back to what I was saying, then he posted her face and everything, and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
July 26, 1984 is when he passed away.
He's a hoe, bro.
They took his body and buried it in Plainfield, and they gave him a headstone.
Because you know what's crazy is the fact that it took him less than 2 weeks to break up with his ex and get another girl.
To take home as like a souvenir, which, come on, you guys, get better idols. Eventually, in 2000, somebody stole the whole headstone. It was found later in like Seattle. Okay, it was decided that Ed was not going to get a headstone because it was just bringing too many people. Ed is still buried in Plainfield, but he has no headstone.
Good thing you ain't probably got some type of STD. For real.
The movie
Nah, it was tiny.
And it was based off the
Don't ask me how I know.
in a book by Robert.
I got information from people.
And then
I got my resources.
There was a movie called Deranged, and in that movie there is a killer named Ezra, and who is also based off of Edward. In 1974, we have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, based off Ed. And then in 1991, we have Academy Award-winning movie Silence of the Lambs.
I'm making you fucking watch that shit tonight.
Was based off of Edward.
X because it's the bitch that keeps talking shit about me, bro. What the fuck?
I don't know how to turn this into a positive. Edward's story inspired many documentaries.
He was Puerto Rican and white. He dressed like a cholito, but like not at the same time. But he was fucking short. He had colored eyes, brown hair, skinny. Fuck, I'm trying to like think. I don't have like good pictures right now. I'll send you some pictures later. But yeah.
With that being said, what can we take away and learn from
Got back with her ex who cheated on her when they were together. Okay. I would say she's dumb for that, but I've been in that position.
So, let me know.
We're getting back with my ex even though they fucking cheated on me.
Sorry to ruin your day like this, but we needed to learn about Ed. Anyways, I hope you have a really good day today.
Because I did that with DeAngelo.
A big thank you to Audible.
And I regret that. Every fucking day. Oh, hi, Penguin. You just gonna be on live? You gonna say hi to everyone?
How are you today? My name is Bailey Sarian, and today...
Popular. Should we listen to Jeffrey Dahmer?
I've heard Jeffrey Dahmer stories so many times.
For real. The
Hi, how are you doing
Golden
today?
State
I hope you're
Killer.
having a wonderful day so
Never heard
far.
that one.
My name
Okay,
is
we're listening to that
Sarian,
one.
and today is Monday.
That's Penguin,
Which
guys.
means it's murder.
Well, thank you for being here to watch that podcast.
Hi,
Real.
how are you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day so
She's
far.
fucking
My
chill.
name is
I love
Bailey
Baby.
Sarian, and today is Monday, which means it's murder, mystery, and makeup Monday.
Okay, now my base is eating, but yesterday was not it. My skin was so fucking
and, like, I've
dead
grown
as
a lot
fuck.
since my whole theme song started, and if you can hear from the beginning, then
What's the
you know that the theme song kind of started because this whole thing was awkward. What I'm doing, talking about murder and then doing my makeup at the same time, and I was like, I feel like I need a theme
fucking
song.
Sam? Not Sam.
Break the
Sam's got
tension,
fucking dirty
and
blonde
that's kind of-
hair.
if you go back to
Sam's in the
beginning, that's
fucking
what
military or
the
whatever you want to fucking
theme
call it.
song involved.
Army, I don't
Yeah,
fucking
so
know.
that's
I just know
that-
he's somewhere, okay?
Camp.
Yeah.
He's in boot camp.
He's in boot camp right now.
Anyways, hi. So if you're new here, my name is Bailey Sarian, and on Mondays I sit down and I talk about true crime.
Fucking
stories with heavy on
Sam's the fucking curly head, bro.
And I do my makeup at the same time. If you're interested in true crime and you like makeup, I would highly suggest you hit that subscribe button because I'm here for you on Mondays. Should I keep this background? This is my Halloween background, but I was thinking about just keeping it. Should I do that? Yeah, it's kind of cute. I like it. No? Okay, let me know. Before we jump into today's story,
Kendall Ray podcast.
we do have a sponsor. A big thank you to Simply Safe.
Bro, I really want her to do the fucking Stephanie Lazarus case.
Excuse me, I was watching that.
Sensors to cover every window, room, and door.
What, the fucking ad?
So much more. From there, your home is professionally monitored 24/7 by Simply Safe's professional monitoring service, beginning at only 50 cents a day. Talking about true crime all the time, it can sometimes make you, it makes me, I should say, hyper aware of my surroundings. Like when I hear noises, I'm like, what's that? Hello? So being able to have like a great
Only
view
a white
of
bitch would say
entire
hold on to the
outside
darkness when she
space
hears a noise.
brings extra
You're a
peace of
shit.
mind regarding my safety.
We all fucking know, run.
You would not catch me. I would be running. I would already be gone. Actually, I wouldn't be there in the first place.
Place, real shit. Look at
Easy.
my comment.
Took me about 30 minutes.
Give me
to set the
5.5
system,
seconds
and
because
it's very
I
simple
currently
to
need to
use.
fucking set my face
Instructions are
and do everything else.
straightforward,
So give me
and
a minute.
great. I feel like we've all experienced those alarm systems where you have to enter special
Oh,
codes,
yeah.
press random button patterns to activate,
Oh, my eyes
deactivate.
are active.
Not with Simply Safe. It has a rechargeable battery, so you can just pop it in and mount the camera anywhere on your property. The new wireless outdoor security camera is one of my favorite pieces. Okay, first of all, outdoor, I can see everything. Okay, it has an ultra wide 140-degree field of view, 8x digital zoom, and a built-in spotlight with colored night vision so you can closely capture what's happening around the clock. It has a rechargeable battery and it doesn't need an outlet, so it can really go anywhere. Then there's the base station, and that's like the powerhouse of the Simply Safe system. You just plug it in and it controls all of the Simply Safe sensors in your home. There's entry sensors that can be installed on any type of door or window, and it detects whenever the magnet is 2 inches away, so you'll be alerted when a window or a door is opened. Then there's this wireless keypad that lets you arm and disarm your home with one touch, and it lets you know if any of your entry sensors are open. The Simply Safe app also allows you to control the system from your phone, so you can control it while you're away. And their interactive monitoring service will call the police if it's alerted to anything while you're away.
Okay,
So right
going
now,
back
you
to
can
what
save
she was
40%
saying.
or more on your
What'd you
Simply
say?
Safe security system during
You're welcome,
the
and you have
sale of
also.
the year.
Oh.
Just visit simplysafe.com/Bailey to learn more. Thank you, Simply Safe, for partnering with me on today's video. Most of all,
Yeah, I think we're thinking about the same person. He used to be short, but that fool's fucking tall as fuck. Wait, I'll send you a fucking. I actually have Snapchat videos of him. I'll send it to
We're
you.
going to talk about the Golden State
I just
Killer,
fucking realized
aka
that.
the East Area Rapist, aka the Visalia Ransacker.
I forgot I had that shit.
Sure. Aka the original Nightstalker.
Wait, give me 5.5 seconds, guys.
I'm sorry. He has a lot of names. His real name is Joseph DeAngelo. Okay. I don't think there really has ever been another serial killer.
I didn't
with
add
so
enough
many
fucking
freaking
concealer
names,
underneath,
but
so.
this guy, he's the
Oh,
winner.
fucking well, we're gonna fix
So many
that
guys have
in a
asked
little
me
bit.
to
Let me
do
go back
this
to
one.
April.
And
when I was still in
I
Cali.
always avoid doing popular stories because I feel like, how can I add to it? But they seem to like it, and I think I just need to stop overthinking it because I overthink everything. This one is very interesting because this man, Joseph, he got away with a lot. And he was really smart. He was really tricky. That his crimes were thought to have been done by 3
Okay,
different people.
well, it's dark out,
rather
and I
than
don't want the
one
windows
guy.
open.
And he got away with
Okay.
everything for about 45 years. 45 years. But when he was finally arrested, he just seemed like
Why
this
he didn't
old,
come back?
frail
Aw.
grandpa. He kind of looked like a toad.
I hate when the windows are open and it's dark outside. Excuse me.
Who's that toad? Many people were like, could this guy really be guilty of so many rapes and murders? But aside from all of that, the publicity surrounding this case, it's exciting to talk about. I don't know if exciting is the right word. It's interesting to talk about because it kind of gives us hope that even when you think a case has gone cold, we can eventually, hopefully one day, get justice. Technology is changing
I'll say,
and evolving.
no, you
and
without
moving
this
forward
phone that
every
I
day,
just
and
thought
it's
got. If you did not have this phone, I would not have gotten one. Oh, so they're so jealous, insecure, just because of what. Oh, hi. You seem so much happier now. I'm happy for you. Oh, thank you, boo. Yeah, I'm. You should see me. I definitely am more. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I'm definitely like things have been definitely a lot more happier for me.
She's a lot less stressed out.
Yeah.
Like, it's stressed out, but still, like, about good, better things.
Yeah, valid things that
Like,
are stressful.
work.
Yeah.
But and not stressed out about drama.
Yeah. Like tensions and family shit. Like I don't gotta worry about that. I don't gotta worry about things.
Joseph Jr. was a young child. They were stationed in West Germany. That's when he witnessed his 7-year-old sister being raped by 2 airmen in a warehouse. I don't know, like the follow-up, like did he scream or say anything? I don't know. But this was mentioned because it obviously had a very lasting impact on him, and it was pretty traumatic thing for his sister to experience, first of all, and for him to witness.
Imagine witnessing
So it
that
just kind
shit.
of had this imprint on his brain. It's so sad.
It's fucking
This world is
ass.
so gross.
Good,
But
good, yes.
unfortunately, that
Bella,
wasn't the
yes.
only case of abuse in the family. One
Why
of
you moved
his
out?
sisters,
No.
later on,
I can't really.
that Joseph was abused.
I
by his
promised
father
my
while he was
parents we
growing up,
would just
but
keep it
Joseph never said
the way it
that,
is. I wouldn't say
yeah.
shit.
So pretty much, not
It's a
great
respect thing at the end of the day. I'm not gonna bash them. I'm not gonna fucking say the reasons why because then it would seem like I'm bashing them.
It's so old, I think it's expired.
And there's a whole bunch of other things that I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable with saying.
So later the family moved back to the United States, and from 1959 to 1960, Joseph went to school in Rancho Cordova, California. In 1961,
Where the fuck is that at?
he was in high school, and he was on the school's junior
I'm sorry, you're.
basketball team. And
I don't know who you were. I'm confused.
Did in the 1960s. Joseph also had some.
Okay, let me fucking mute real quick.
Okay, just little FYI. Most kids who are
I don't know who you are.
usually start with
I still don't know who you are.
doing weird shit with animals, right? That's what Joseph was
doing.
Okay, he was in high school and he was committing robberies, which was weird because he'd break into people's houses and just steal random shit, and then he would just kill a bunch of animals by blowing them up. Extreme. Jeez Louise. All of these are not great signs that he will be a contributing member of society.
Oh, we used to have goats here because everybody's complaining.
Or what? Because
Well, the
apparently
fact
not.
that
Apparently not.
there was animals on the site, but like, well, oh, you guys are just trying to get kids here, you guys abuse us, whatever.
In 1964, and after that,
there were
Joseph
goats there.
joined
And I was
the
like,
Navy.
oh, there were,
And he would
and
end
they
up
thought like,
serving
oh yeah,
for
there were.
22
So
months
one of the
during
kids
the
stabbed his
Vietnam
eye out.
War,
I was
and
like,
he
oh
was a
damn, and she's
damage
like, oh, but that's
controlman,
not he also raped
which
her.
was basically
No fucking way.
Are you on mute?
No.
Fuck!
He earned a National Defense Service Medal, a Vietnam Service Medal, and a Vietnam Campaign Medal. Well respected, and also, this is just an opinion, but he was probably super
What
messed
the
up
fuck?
seeing some shit that went down during that war. And a lot of them were, so sad.
I'm sorry for asking. Oh, if I didn't. You're good, don't worry.
Oh, no.
Do you remember me?
Yes,
I think so. I don't know.
So he ends up
I got
going
a
to
bad
school,
memory,
and he
okay?
gets associate's degree
When it comes to
in police
like
science,
people I don't really
and then
like
he
talk
even
to
graduated
daily,
with
you know?
honors.
or like you haven't made a lasting impact on me. I look so dead. There we go. My makeup looks better like this. I need like that lighting.
He would go on to complete his 32-week police internship, and he would go on working in the burglary unit. I can't say burglary. Burglary? It just sounds so cartoony when I say it. Maybe not. Anyways, everyone seemed to really like this guy. Of course they did, right? That's how it always goes. Everyone's like, wow, he's such a great guy. He's like serving the community, and he was great at his job. He seemed to love it. So on the surface of it, it kind of seems like the robberies he committed as a kid maybe influenced him to stop other criminals because he had the mind of a criminal, you know? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna...
It's 11:30. It's 9:30 for me.
He's getting on the straight and narrow. But once again,
I'm gonna fucking tweak the fuck out.
That's not the case. But actually, it might have been more about learning how to better commit a crime and like how to get away with it. If you can't beat them, join them. It's working from the inside. So
my makeup's not turning out right underneath my eyes, so I gotta fucking
right? Okay, in May
fix this shit. For real, Tatum is so pretty. You're so pretty. Oh, thank you.
As time goes on, Bonnie realizes that this Joseph guy, her fiance, he's not as
we're gonna fix this up, guys.
She thought he was. As time is going on, she's noticing that he's more controlling and he becomes abusive. There was one time when they went hunting together. Technically, it was like an illegal area where you're not supposed to hunt, but I guess Bonnie didn't know that. But they rode on Joseph's motorcycle out into the area, right? The two of them. Right? So when they were going to leave, the two hopped back onto the motorcycle and they headed out. Well, I guess at this time, like a dog came out. Someone's dog came out of the area.
Okay, we're gonna fix this shit up.
Started chasing them on the motorcycle. So Joseph ends up kicking the dog, but kicks him until like the dog dies. And Bonnie's like, what the fuck was that? Like she's never seen this side of him, and she was completely shocked.
For real.
But I guess the straw that broke Camel's back was when he
live in
to help
I live in the
on
US.
an exam he was taking, and that's when she
It's not weird, don't worry.
The engagement. I feel like the dog situation, that's enough to break. That's
where I draw the fucking line.
She got out. She saw the red flags, and she's like, I'm out of here. Of course, leaving isn't that easy when you're stuck in these awful relationships. Bonnie tries to end their engagement, but Joseph is threatening her with a gun, saying like, you're not going anywhere, we're gonna get married. And Bonnie's like, no, this is not happening. And luckily she holds her ground and she ends the relationship. She packs her stuff and she gets the hell out of there. Good for her. And after the breakup, Joseph shows up outside Bonnie's home and her dad is there. And he tells Bonnie, her dad tells Bonnie, like, go lock yourself in the bathroom while I go deal with this creep. And to this day, nobody knows what Bonnie's dad said to him to make him leave. But after that, he never bothered Bonnie again. So...
I'm curious. What the fuck did he say, bro?
Joseph would say, quote, I hate you, Bonnie, while carrying out his attacks.
I don't feel like that's true.
Joseph would end up moving on from his heartbreak, and he would get married to
Hi, Lena. It's your native twin. She left and came back.
Hi, Lena.
So in addition to being a newlywed,
she's abandoning.
Joseph was over here just being super busy. He had a lot going on between 1973 and 1986. So in order to kind of keep things organized,
my cousin crying still wants me. Damn. She said hi. Saying your name about a lot reminds me of someone saying mom over 20. Wait, Bella? Saying mine like Bella. This is true. I'm sorry, but y'all be fucking acting extra when y'all say my name.
Given the name Cordova Cat,
be like Bella.
Which may or may not have been Joseph. Many think the Cordova
like, bro, what the
Cat
fuck?
Was Joseph, but it was like the very first case recorded for the Visalia.
Be bored, so like I just disappeared. Yeah.
But the Ransacker guy, the V Ransacker,
Traitor.
that was indeed Joseph, and that happened in the same area on March 19th.
Bro, Keenan's fake. It's on site with Keenan.
The attacks were super random because Joseph would break into a house and he would
it's fucking on site with him, bro.
From a piggy bank. That was his first hit, and in fact, for the most part, all of Joseph's burglaries committed during this ransacker phase was maybe just practice. Like, he ignored large amounts of money in these homes that he's robbing, and he ignored high-valued items that were just laying around the house. So it seemed like it wasn't necessarily for money. He was just doing it for the thrill, maybe, or practice. But what he did do was cause just a lot of chaos. He would break into houses.
For a minute, yeah.
He'd go digging through everyone's drawers.
Good night,
He'd
good
break
night.
people's stuff.
No, fucking
He
Keenan
would
is on site with
shove
him
stuff
because
up,
this
like, the shelves
fucker.
and stuff. He would throw women's lingerie.
So I posted on my
around.
story,
He
right?
moved
A
different
fucking
things
drawing I
from
did.
house to where
And this fucking asshole. I'll say it again.
belonged
I'll
to,
call
and
him
then
that.
he
He knows
would
that. I
steal
fucking called him out on it.
things. He would empty piggy banks and coin
He
jars.
deadass fucking
He would
disliked
steal,
it.
like, historic foreign coins, and he would grab random things like a
I was like,
single
fuck you,
earring or a
Keenan.
cufflink, in addition to rings.
It's on
and
site with
whatnot.
him.
Just like one of them, just one earring. He also stole something called.
I was like,
blue chip
Keenan, you can't
stamps,
fucking draw,
which
so you
were
can't say
essentially like
shit.
a loyalty program for the local grocery store or pharmacy. These stamps would get you discounts on stuff at the store. So he would steal
Bro, why?
those.
I don't fucking know. It's
Does he love to
Keenan.
bargain? I don't know. A couple of times he did steal some weapons or ammunition, but it was rare. So when he committed these crimes, he would
But it was
stash
rare
his
that he
car
fucking
somewhere,
stole shit.
and then
Okay,
we would take,
and
like,
he still
different
stole
routes,
shit.
like of the parks, ditches, trails, that he knew pretty well.
Gonna go live
which
when
would
it
allow
happens.
for a
What? With
faster
Keenan?
getaway if he had to run from
No,
police.
Keenan lives in a whole fucking different side of the
He couldn't
US,
get, like, on
bro.
the street in a car, but he could on foot. He would also pry open multiple
Why he
points
an
of
op? For
entry and
real.
take off any
He's an
window
op.
seats he found, leaving multiple points of escape open when he needed to get out quick. During his attacks, he also wore gloves because he didn't want to leave fingerprints. And then he often set up a warning system to let him know if someone was coming. So this would be like dishes or bottles placed up against the door or like on the door handle, so it would crash and just make a bunch of noise, letting him know it was time to skedaddle right out of there. Someone like is coming. Over the course of 20 months,
Okay, what the fuck
Joseph
is
committed
that?
120
Yeah.
burglaries. So
Don't
that's
do
a
that.
lot. I think that's safe to say. 20 months? Let me see. Yeah, if you think about that, yeah, that's a lot. This guy's a little fucking creepy. Okay.
Just real quick.
Joseph put
Bye.
in a lot of effort to not get caught, and he didn't really steal much. He just basically trashed these places and like took a couple things. Was like, cool, thanks, bye. And when he was 28, that's when he started doing these
Come on,
burglaries.
thanks.
So maybe he just
Bye.
enjoyed the thrill or the adrenaline, the chaos, the control of it all. What many want to know is how in the world this man did so much, sneaking around, staying out late, and his wife didn't have any idea. Well, I mean, he could say he's working as a police officer, and I think that's long nights and stuff, so I could see where the wife might not suspect
Yeah.
anything, but I don't know.
If you still thoughts about
Maybe it's
ending,
his
if you know she
righteousness.
texted me and said, I'm
So
sorry for
Joseph
everything I
decides
hurt
to
you, I'm
keep it up
sorry.
a notch as
Thoughts
well
also
more.
come and go. I
September
don't know how
11th,
to.
1975,
You can't really help as much. If you
Joseph
help someone
goes
who's in
out
that
at 2
mindset,
a.m.
it can get
He breaks into this
physically
home,
draining
beautiful
over
home,
time,
right?
okay?
Finds a 16-year-old
Physically and
girl
mentally
in
draining,
bed.
and
She's
it's a
sleeping in her
lot to
room,
deal with.
and
I'm
he
gonna tell you that
decides
because I had
to
a
kidnap
friend
her. Okay?
who was
So
like
with
that, and it
black
was
flag
constant
ribbon,
all the
he
time.
shines
She would
a
feel like that
flashlight
and
in her
come to me,
face
and it's like,
to kinda, like,
I
wake
want
her
to
up.
help you,
And then
but I
he's
can't
like,
do
"I'm gonna
it.
shoot
And
you
then
or
like
still
anytime
like
I'd
you if
tell
you don't
her
come with me. One or
something,
the other.
she wouldn't take the
These are
advice.
options. Usually Joseph is
So it was
very
like, what was the point of me
planned,
giving you fucking advice if you're not
meticulously
gonna take it,
detailed.
you know?
This time, he was not ready, or he didn't think this all the way through, because the girl, her dad was home, okay, and he was asleep in the next room. And he just is hearing some weird noises going on. So the dad gets up and he notices that the back door is open. So he's like, oh, what the fuck? And he runs out and then
She
he
said,
finds
"Oh,
that
what the fuck?"
Joseph, he doesn't know it's Joseph, but he finds a man wearing a ski mask in the carport.
I just
with
want to
his
have clear skin,
daughter.
so.
Okay, so
Bro, okay.
Joseph shoots him twice, and then
I don't have clear skin. I actually have really bad fucking like cystic, not cystic, fucking like
he ends up letting her go,
hormonal
kicks
acne
her in
like
the
right
face.
here
He hops
from
on a
fucking like my
bicycle,
periods
then
and
he
shit.
just
And then
runs away
I also have
and
very
leaves Beth
textured skin
behind. So
and
Beth
big
woke up
pores around my
and fought
nose.
for him, which
And then I have
sadly
combination
that
skin.
died. Anyway, so he
So
ends up
all of those
ditching the
combos
bicycle
combined,
not far
just the
from
fucking
house.
worst shit
Cops
ever
come
to
out,
fucking
they
deal
find
with.
this
That's
little
why I fucking
bike,
put
it's like
Vaseline on my
literally
face
not that far.
because
He
it
drops it,
creates
starts
like
to
a
run.
smooth
He
base
gets away. Because
for your
someone was
makeup.
killed, cops increased the task force working on catching this ransacker. They would also post a $4,000 reward for the capture of whoever this man was. And just for comparison's sake, $4,000 back in 1975 would be like $19,000 today. So it's like a good amount of money. They just want this guy caught because first he's doing a lot of
But yeah.
burglaries, and now he's
Of
up
course.
into murdering someone. The police also start doing a nightly stakeout where
My base is
Joseph
still not
had
turning out
previously
good.
hit the house.
It was,
Return to the same
but then
area,
once I
but
said it, it
Joseph's
was not
having
it.
He's like, I'm not going back there. I know what they're doing. He knows what they're doing because he's working with them. One of the last of his crimes in this area was on December 12th, 1975.
We're just gonna pull it yesterday, but we're gonna do nose contour.
And he
Instead.
entered the backyard of a house that wasn't too far from the neighborhood that he normally hit. There actually was.
Did you get that in there?
On stakeout in the garage. The cop
My
shot
concealer?
Joseph, or his own man, and tried to detain him. And he also fired a warning shot at him. But
It's on life
Joseph
support right
shouted
now.
and removed his mask, holding it in his
I
right
feel
hand.
too
He
baseball.
pretended to give himself up and surrender, but then he pulled out his gun and he ended up shooting the officer.
I took the stopper. Bro, I'm sorry. It's not expired until it's fucking like everything's gone.
And he left behind some tennis shoe prints in the mud and his loot, which again was like some blue chip stamps and also a blue sock full of coins. So in 1976, Joseph gets a job working for the Auburn Police Department.
What about it being your
He
color?
and his wife moved to Sacramento.
You're light as fuck.
This will end his time.
Bitch, shut the
as
fuck up.
The V Ransacker. Just because he moved.
I'm not. It's not my fault. I have white in
Starting
me.
in June of 1976, he would be given the name.
Actually covers you good.
Okay, well, hold on.
Head to bed. Okay, bye, Potato. Good night, girl.
Just ransacking closets and drawers, eating food.
It's
in the
too fucking
kitchen or
dry
checking
over
their
here.
ears. He would steal people's personal
On the
objects or
street.
items, stuff that had like little or no value to it. It's just kind of like whatever he found interesting or something. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know. If he found cash, he would take that. But again, it was kind of like stuff that really wasn't that valuable.
Okay, we're gonna
But for the
fucking do
most
nose
part, the
contour. Just
focus of
have
his
fucking
breaking
something.
and entering was now to just rape the women who lived there. Joseph would stalk neighborhoods looking for women who lived in like a middle class neighborhood. He would
Nose contour.
specifically look for women who lived alone in a one-story house, usually near a school or a creek.
That's not
or, like,
fucking
something next to a trail,
creepy at
like,
all.
Open space that would allow him to make a quick escape while staying off of the street. The night before this person's house would be attacked, they would report hearing something in the bushes, like someone was kind of lurking around or something, and then that night their house would be attacked. Often, this Joseph dude, he would call his future victims. Sometimes for months he would call them, trying to figure out like what was their routine. When were they home? When were they not home? He would also prep the house in advance before breaking in. So when they were gone, he would break in and unlock windows, unload guns, stash like things to tie women up with around the house. That way, when he broke in and did his attack, it would be a lot easier because he knew the situation was controlled.
I'm not gonna lie, this guy was fucking genius.
So when the night finally came,
Fucking
he would
crazy.
then break in through a window or a sliding glass door, sneak into the bedroom. He would wake up his victim, threaten them, like hold a flashlight in their face, threaten them with a handgun. He would then tie her up with either shoelaces or something he brought with him, and then blindfold and gag them.
Is it fitting you?
I don't know, do you think it is?
Women,
Yeah.
Although sometimes they would have kids. But
looks
then
light
an
on
article
me.
mentioned
It's
that
a little
this
too light.
mysterious raper was in the area, right? And this person never seemed to attack a house.
What country?
that
The
had
US?
well, I guess Joseph was
You asked
reading
me
this
earlier.
article, and he's like, hey, that's interesting. I'll take the physical challenge. So he decides, you know what? I'm going to switch gears a little bit. And now I'm going to attack couples. Oh, yes, they think I can't do it. I'm going to do it now. So he took that as a literal challenge. Great. So he sees this as a challenge, and he decides to switch gears. Now he's like, I'm going to break into houses that have, you know, a man and a woman. So Joseph, he would do that, and then he would wake both of them up, force the victim to tie their partner up, and then Joseph would tie the other one, husband and wife. After
Where is my concealer brush?
Before leaving the bedroom, he
Okay, I found it.
turn the guy on his
Kind of forgot. You're
stomach,
good.
make the guy lay on his stomach.
Are you gonna wear?
Place a stack
Are
of
you a
dishes
pros girl?
on
The
guy's
fuck no.
back.
Nope.
And this was
A
again
what?
kind
A
of like
pearl
an alarm
girl?
system set up.
No.
And he would say, he would tell the guy, like, listen, if I hear any
This is
noises
like the
from
only
the
jewelry I
dishes,
fucking
I'll
wear,
come
or
back
my
and I'll
hoops.
kill everybody in this
Chains.
house.
I like
So
chains.
of course, like, terrified.
Yeah, you're a chain
And I'm
girl
like,
for
"Ew."
sure.
And then
Oh,
after
really?
I
that,
could look
he
at
would
you and be
take
like, you're a
the
chain
woman
girl.
into the living room and then
No offense.
rape her,
And then
knowing
take
that
me.
like the poor guy's listening in the
Change
other
girl
room. And
curls.
it was just all sorts
Not
of
any
disturbing.
dissing, of course.
So
No hate,
gross.
like
So once Joseph was
Just
done,
not
he
for
would
me.
then sneak off quietly.
it's
And
not for me.
his victims, they would still be like tied
And
up
we're
and
not
stuff, and they
changing
wouldn't know
diapers,
if
then
they
where you
liked it or
at?
not. And they were too
Oh, it's
afraid
just
to
close,
move,
but then
thinking,
take
what
my
if he's
baby
still in the
back.
house and he hears like the dishes moving, he's gonna come back and kill us.
I'm going to
So one of
hell.
them would just lay there
Type shit.
for hours, not knowing if he was still in the house or not. Just torture.
Once I
Torture.
save up
But when he
enough
did
money,
leave,
you
Who's
gotta-
talking in the background? My
Joseph
homegirl.
usually would like leave on
Once I
foot,
save up enough
or
money,
he
you
would
gotta help me
bring
pick
a
out my
bicycle or
foundation
steal a
and
bicycle.
Yeah.
Just think of like the wicked
Because
witch, but that's
I
not
need
the
help.
point. But he
I'm
just
sorry,
always
but
stayed off the street.
I taught myself makeup. Like
a
I taught
bicycle.
myself.
This crazy murderer
Yeah.
on a bicycle. It just
Bitch, I would
you know,
get my
it
ass
just
whooped
doesn't
if I
sound
even
right.
wanted.
There was a couple of times where
Other.
Joseph was spotted and someone tried to shoot
Yeah,
him,
my
but
fucking
he
parents.
always got away.
I was
He
literally
always
like
got
fucking
away.
convincing him
Well,
one by
obviously,
one
this guy's well
every
trained.
day, or I would go to
He
school with
can police
makeup,
officer and shit.
like in my
So,
bag,
word
because
is
I
getting
would have
out
a
on the
fucking
street
bus
that
ride.
within the
So I would go
community
on the
there's
fucking
a
bus
serial
ride
rapist
and do
going
my
around,
makeup on the
and
bus.
obviously a lot of people
I couldn't
are
get away with it.
concerned. So they end up holding a town
And then
hall
I would take it
meeting.
off before I
During
get
this
home.
meeting, a guy stood
Nah,
up
I
and he's
couldn't get
like,
away
if
with
he
it. I
comes
was
to
too
my
small
house,
to
I'll
know.
kill him. Well, I guess Joseph must have been at the meeting, like hiding in
Plus my
plain
brothers are
sight,
snitches.
because that man and his family were the
But they
next
also didn't like any
victims
dudes getting
of
too
the
close to
East
me as
Area
well.
Rapist. Fucking A, man.
Like,
So on March 18th,
because one kid they- or no, it was Gavin.
1977, the Sacramento
Gavin
County
was
Sheriff's
really
Office
close to me
received
because
3 phone
I
calls
found
from
out
a
I liked
guy
him when
claiming
he
to
liked
be
me
the
too.
East Area
Mhm.
Rapist.
Oh my
The
God,
first
that's
2
not
calls were like 15
And
minutes
he never talked to
apart.
me again.
One was at 4:15.
Do you know where
and
he's
the
at
next
now?
was at like 4:30 p.m.
Probably still living in
And on the
Malta.
calls, the man was just laughing and
Reach
then
out.
hung up. And then on his third call, which was at 5,
Be like, hey boo, do you remember me?
I'm positive he's dating somebody and has a kid.
Oh shit, never mind.
And
Don't
I'm
reach
the
out.
victim already
She
stopped
was a
me,
fairy.
can't catch me.
Yeah.
I told you, sir.
She was a
One
fairy.
attention.
Shut the fuck up,
What was
Ella.
he doing? Now, unfortunately, no one
Let me fucking
reported
follow
these
this
calls,
fucker.
okay? And they were never confirmed
You wanna
to
see
be
'em?
Joseph on the other
Yeah.
end of the call, but many think it was. But that very
I'm sorry.
night that the phone calls happened at like 10:45 p.m.
That's not your usual type, but I could see
So,
I could
Okay,
see
but
something.
Joseph was just feeling bold,
Like,
and maybe
this is
he
like-
was
okay, but this
trying
is the
to
girl.
make his crimes a little bit more
Kennedy
exciting for him.
Not
I don't
Reed.
know what his-
Kennedy
He's obviously
Ross.
not all right in the noggin. So.
No, Kennedy Koss. God
23
damn it.
of the 50
This is her.
rapes Joseph committed as the East Area Rapist were between June of 1976 and May of 1977. 8 of
Fine,
them
don't look.
happened after those
Sorry.
phone calls.
This is her.
Then, oddly enough, for some
Look
reason,
for
no one
Kayla.
knows why, Joseph took a
This is
3-month break before
Oh,
starting up
shit.
again in September.
Yeah,
So
don't
he
reach
was
out.
on his
Penguin,
back
what are you
on
doing?
a Vacation. Yeah,
I mean,
summer
of course
vacation
not.
Beautiful,
or
thank you.
something. Or maybe,
Of course not. They look
he's
happy.
trying to lay
You
low.
can't force somebody to
Who
like you.
knows, but he disappeared for like 3 months.
Or another
When
dude I
Joseph
liked.
did start back up again, he
Kayla
mostly
is
stayed
pretty
in
positive he's
Sacramento,
gay.
but then in March of 1978, he started to hit like neighboring counties. He would hit like Stockton and Modesto, California. Just to
Stockton.
mix things
Okay,
up
this
a
is what he
bit.
looked
His
like when he was
patterns seemed
younger.
to be
Well,
changing
That's
consistently.
sort of what he looked like.
And
He was a little
it was
older
just
than this
making
one,
it
right?
harder
Mhm.
for police to know.
Well,
like, where
then this is what he
guy's
looks
coming
like
Still
now,
from.
and he looks
December
horrid
2nd,
now. Like
1977,
he looks like
a
somebody who
man
got like
claiming to be
like
the
surgery
East
or
Area
something.
Rapist
Okay.
called the Sacramento Police Department saying something along the lines of, "You're never gonna
Yeah.
touch me. I'm the East Area
I mean, do you see what I
Rapist,
mean?
you dumb fucks. I'm gonna fuck again
Yeah.
tonight. You should be careful." That's what he said.
Bro, I should fucking show you.
And
Oh
he
my
did just
gosh,
that at 11:30 p.m. He
I'm gonna
showed
show
up
you
again.
all my fucking
He was busy.
people.
And shortly before
Actually, I
10
fucking
p.m.
showed you
on
half of my
September
fucking
10th,
people.
1977,
Better fucking,
authorities
yeah.
received 2 identical phone calls where the guy on the other end of the line was like, "I'm
Why are you
gonna
doing
hit
your makeup
tonight,
late?
Watts
Um,
Avenue."
I like
Fortunately,
doing my makeup late.
cops were able to
It's
record
fun.
both of these calls. Great. They confirmed that the caller was the same person from the December 2nd call. Finally, making a little progress here. Now, there was no record of an attack that
Okay.
night, but at 2:30 a.m., police were
Are you going out? I'm not going out
spotted a
actually.
masked
I'm just
man
doing it
riding a
cause I want to.
bicycle on Watt Avenue, on the Watt Avenue Bridge. So at
Sometimes doing your
4:30
makeup
a.m.,
as a
he
girl,
saw
it
the
just
same
fucking
person
looks
again,
different.
but this time he didn't have a bicycle. He was like running. He was just running away. So despite the increased patrol, cops still couldn't catch this guy if it was Joseph, but maybe they were at least able to stop him from attacking that night. I'm still positive here, but yeah, they see him and they couldn't get him. Like they see him twice and they weren't able to get him. The police department and the sheriff's office, they weren't the only ones that were
Young LOL, thanks. How old do I look? What? Blush on your nose?
Blush on your nose so it covers the actual fucking red
You
spot.
see, what happened is in December of 1977, a poem titled, quote, "Excitement's Crave," end quote, was sent to the mayor's office, the local news station, and the daily newspaper, the Sacramento Bee. And honestly, it's not very poetic. So he was writing now poetry about his work, and he's now a poet, and we didn't even
Okay,
know
but
it.
look.
Not only is he a rapist, he's also into poetry.
It covers
so
my...
then some of
what are they called?
Joseph's
Eye bags?
victims,
Yeah.
And she said, yeah.
I forgot what they were called for a second.
Auto school, bro.
I wanted to take like
to tell the cops that he was going to attack someone on Watt Avenue. Someone reached out to the previous victim saying, "Merry Christmas, it's me again." He like called one of his previous victims to tell them Merry Christmas just to freaking torture them. So racial, kind of fucked up. So now he's just torturing his previous victims. Like, could you imagine? No. But he did this with a couple of his previous
fucking Oscar.
victims.
He's flaunting his fucking new car and shit. He's all happy and shit.
He'd be whispering. It was just
I'm like, bro,
creepy.
it's a fucking car.
Especially if you were just attacked. I'm sure it's super creepy.
I'm just kidding.
You've been
I'm happy for him.
You just attacked me, now you're harassing me? Get a goddamn life. Great. So
Fucking get a goddamn life type shit, Bailey. Fucking say that shit again.
Joseph, he's married. Does his wife not suspect something? Does he seem a little bit more agitated, angry? Is he coming home with like weird collectibles? She didn't notice anything? Okay, well on January 6th, a phone call comes in again, claiming to be the East Area Rapist. And he calls into the, it's like a counseling hotline where they help people. Where he needs some counseling.
Read my comment. Wait, I go to your school, bro. No, you don't. You don't go to my school, you know why? Because I don't go to school.
And then after the short conversation,
I don't go to school.
This caller just randomly said, "I think you're tracing this call," and then hung up. If it was Joseph, maybe the fear of being caught outweighed the desire.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, girl, you on some shit. This couch is loud as fuck.
Over the choices he was making. I guess we'll never
she said.
Really. So during his spree as the East Area Rapist,
you
he did end up
no, you didn't. I just knew you were fucking lying.
Rare, okay, because he was only raping people. But now he had ended up killing 2 people. It was like February 2nd, 1978. There was a young couple out walking their dog. And it was like an area that Joseph had hit 5 different times. So they're walking their dog and they run into Joseph. And I guess there's some kind of confrontation. I'm not sure what was said, what was done, whatever. But the couple, they try to run.
My butt's going numb.
Investigators who killed them based on the location.
She said, "I got it in my eye."
Had been found at the scene, but it wasn't really announced that
it's
he
different
was
when
their
you get
main suspect until June 15th, 2016.
Oh my god, my eyes sparkling in water.
And then it was confirmed they were murdered by Joseph on June 29th, 2020. Yeah, bitch. But on December 9th, 1978, Joseph attacked a house at 2 a.m. in a town called Danville in Contra Costa, California. Okay. Cops are investigating the area where a suspicious vehicle had been parked.
Bro.
When they find
I didn't fucking leave this shit to dry long enough. I'm gonna tweak the fuck out.
They're looking inside the vehicle and they find these 3 pieces of paper. The first piece of paper looked like it was homework, okay? It looked like school homework. Weird. And it seemed like it was an essay of some sorts. And then on the second page, there seemed to be a journal entry about how much this person who was writing on this paper hated their 6th grade teacher. They're like, wow, this kid really hates his teacher. Then on the 3rd page is what intrigued police the most. On one side of the page, the word punishment was written in a kind of sloppy handwriting. And on the other side was a drawing of like a map of the neighborhood. You know, and the police figure out what neighborhood it was, but they felt like it was a map that represented the rapist's desired hunting ground and somehow held clues that they couldn't seem to unlock. Oh my god.
A
what
little
was
fucking kid wrote
just,
that.
Like some kid like making a map or something, because they never
Yeah.
figured out like what the map was of, like what area it was. But
You're good.
They thought it was what's his name, Joseph. But now that I'm like sitting here thinking about it, what if it was just like some kids shit and they were like, you know, kids like to no punishment? I don't know, Bailey. Shh. You know what sucks? Like without
It doesn't fit the
I don't know
MO.
how they were solving mysteries. Well, obviously they weren't solving mysteries.
Unless he was breaking.
Game. It's like, how do you figure this
But otherwise,
out?
no.
Anyway,
Doesn't
so
fit it.
after they discover these pages that they believe was linked to Joseph, he would attack.
I'm in grade 7. That's what's up.
And not long after the rape he committed on July
You're so pretty.
5th,
Oh, thank you, Abby.
Joseph, he had like a little slip up that could have derailed his whole double life and everything he had going on. Oh yes, a little slip up. Nobody's perfect. And he was getting a little cocky, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, so Joseph, yeah, here's where he messes up. He shoplifts. And he ends up getting caught.
Oh,
so then he gets arrested for shoplifting.
I mean,
right?
yay.
Great. He gets caught shoplifting a hammer.
I don't know who I'm reading
and
for
dog
at this point,
repellent.
but it's definitely not him.
That in itself should hold him longer than just shoplifting. It seemed like, if anything, he was about to murder a damn animal. Anyways, so he gets arrested. Like, why are you stealing this stuff, you weirdo? Joseph got off pretty easy. He was only sentenced to 6 months probation. But they had him. They had him. So I guess the police department didn't want to have a criminal on their force. And he ended up getting fired in October of 1979. Now, Joseph, he was not too thrilled about being fired. That was not in his plan. So then he gets fired and he threatens to kill the police chief. Okay? He's like, I'm going to kill you. And he ends up stalking the police chief, his home, the area, and just like being a real creep about
What the fuck?
You would think this kind of behavior suggests that maybe someone should have like looked into him a little bit better, because he's obviously not well.
Hi.
They didn't. He's just like, wow, that guy's weird. He needs to let it go. He keeps stalking me. Weird. You think that would have set off some red flags? I'm sorry. We ask too much, don't we? Yeah. So Joseph loses his job. He's like, wham, I lost my job. So he decides,
shut the
okay,
fuck up,
Keisha. Move again. So him and his wife, they moved down to Southern California to get a new start. So with this new start, he's got a new start with crime. Great. He's excited. New area. Joseph's final crime spree happened in Santa Barbara, Ventura, and the Orange County area, which earned him the name the original Nightstalker. Yeah, so at first he was known as just the Nightstalker, but as you may remember from like, I did a previous story, Ricardo Ramirez.
I love Ventura.
He was also given the name the Nightstalker from his crime spree.
She said Ricardo? It's Richard.
Because of the mix-up happening, right?
She said Ricardo Ramirez. No, it's fucking Richard Ramirez.
Original Nightstalker. They can't think of anything else. They're like, that's all we caught. How about original Nightstalker, eh? So, okay, not to get confused with Nightstalker, you know, this is the original Nightstalker. Great. October.
What are they doing? Catching a criminal or making a movie sequel?
Joseph was back at it. This time in Southern California, he wasn't just burglarizing and raping people. Now he was just straight up murdering people too. So it just really progressed. His first 2 victims would end up surviving his attacks, but many others were not so lucky. Joseph's first attack as the original Nightstalker was on October 1st, and he broke into a home. He tied the couple.
Okay, I'm done with my makeup.
Telling them, like, I'm gonna kill you.
Your mom seems low-key preppy.
And of course, the couple was freaking out. Who wouldn't? Great. You understand.
No.
As soon as Joseph leaves
She's
the
not
room,
preppy. My mom's
the
not even here.
woman, she's trying to like escape. She's realizing she can't, and then she starts screaming at the top of her lungs.
Wait, I'm not done.
She's really hoping to alert
False
her
advertisement.
neighbors. Now, normally, Joseph's victims didn't scream like that.
Is in 1 minute. Oh shit, that's what's up. Happy birthday.
Oh, shit. She's screaming, you know? So he knows that
I know,
this is trouble for him. And at that point, after
excited
she's
for you.
screaming, he decides to just
Excited?
bail. So he hops on his bicycle and he just pedals away.
Didn't
The
mom
woman's
fucking reach out?
Right? Joseph
Say what you're doing?
away. Well, guess
Today?
what? The neighbor that's hearing the woman scream, he ends up being an FBI agent.
Ironic.
And he runs outside.
Let me
He
see what's the
spots
last time
Joseph
she
trying to
texted
make
me.
his getaway on the bicycle, and this guy
She
starts to
said,
chase
yeah,
after
last time we
him.
texted, she's like,
For
I'm not
some
coming in
reason,
today. My
Joseph
depression
thinks
is really bad. I said,
he's
okay,
got a
that's fine.
better
I love you.
chance
She's like, love you too.
avoiding getting caught
She also
by
told us to
just
call this number.
getting off the bike and running on foot.
For what?
So
It's just for,
he does just that, and he's able to get away from him. He almost
She
gets
said,
caught
can
so
you and
many
Bella call
different
this number?
times.
Talk to Heather at County Health
His
Nurse.
second
They can
attempt
possibly get
as
all
the
the prescriptions,
original
so thank you,
Nightstalker
love
was
you.
a bit more
But I don't like going through county
successful.
Mm-hmm.
because
I
they just
guess you could say.
take a long time. I
On
like doing
December
one health, but
30th,
one is
Joseph
closer
breaks
because
into the
if I
home
do county, I
of
have
a
to
couple
find
named Robert and
if we're
Deborah,
going all the way to the
and
guy
he
in
kills
hospital.
them before stealing
Yeah.
a bike from the apartment next door and then making his getaway. The couple was found shot to death, but Robert's bindings were untied, which suggests to investigators that he attempted some sort of attack on Joseph. Like maybe he was able to get out or something. Police found the stolen bike abandoned not too far
Okay,
from the apartment.
I'm done.
They
I'm
also
done
found large dog prints
with
on
my
the
makeup.
scene,
If I
which
add
made
any
them
fucking
think,
more,
like, did
I'm just gonna
Joseph
keep
bring a
fucking it
dog
up,
with
and then I'm
him?
just gonna be
That
a whole
was
fucking
new.
mess,
That
and then
was
I'm
a
gonna
new
be fucking
move.
angry because it looks like
There had
ass.
never been evidence of a dog
Type
at
shit.
the crime scene before, but also
Proceeds
he
to fucking put
remembered he had
eyeliner.
seen
Wait,
the
give me
dog with him,
5.5
so
seconds.
maybe it was someone else's dog, and Joseph like scared it away. Maybe it was their dog. On March 13th, 1980,
This is the
Joseph
final
attacks
step.
again. This time attacking like a couple. He breaks in, he ties their wrists and ankles with a drapery cord before he rapes the woman,
Oh,
and then bludgeons them both to death with a log taken from the wood pile on the side of their
okay.
house. Now, police find something unique about this attack.
We're done.
Okay, an unusual Chinese.
It looks like ass right now, but trust.
With use
Alright,
of
adios. Bye, y'all.